Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful lady shoulder bag. So let's get right into the video. For our interfacing, we're making use of Marco. So this is Marco, I believe it's less than 2 mm. This is the lightest Marco you can find in the market. So that's what we'll be using for the interfacing. Then this is the pattern for the bag. If you've not seen the part 1 of this video, in the part 1 I drafted out this pattern from the beginning. So if you've not seen the part 1, kindly check the description of this particular video and it will take you directly to the part 1 where I drafted out this pattern. So once you get your pattern, you place it on the Marco, then use your marking pen to draft it out on the Marco. After that, you cut it out. This is the leather we'll be using to make this bag. So flip it over to the back side, then you place your pattern on the leather and draft it out. Make sure to leave an allowance of 1 inch round it for folding in. Once you're done with that, apply contact adhesive or Evostic gum on both the leather and the Marco. Place the Marco on the leather and gum them together. Trim off the excess leather. Then apply your gum for folding in. So for this curved part, you have to notch it so that it will be easy for us to fold in, because if you don't notch it, it will be difficult to fold in that part. Use your mallet to hit it round so that it lies flat. Then once you're done with that, use your scissors to cut out the excess leather. The next thing we're going to do is to make the lining, the inner parts of the bag. For the lining of the bag, I'll be making use of Kaale as the interfacing. So get your Kaale, place the pattern on the Kaale and draw it out, then you cut it. The lining we're going to be using is a velvet lining. The interfacing for the lining of the bag shouldn't be exactly the same size with the body. Remember, we use the same pattern which we used in drafting out the body for the interfacing. So obviously it's going to be exactly the same size, but it's not meant to be so. So what we're going to do is that we'll make the interfacing for the lining a little bit smaller than the outer part. So now we are done trimming the interfacing for the lining, so we need to check it out if it is okay. So right now it's okay, so I'm going to be getting the velvet lining which we're going to be using to wrap this interfacing. Place the interfacing on the velvet lining, then use the marking pen to mark it out on the lining. Then you apply Evostic gum or contact adhesive to both the lining and the interfacing, and then you gum them together. Let's now make the inner pocket which will attach to the lining of the bag. The measurement of the velvet lining will be 4.25 inches by 6.5 inches. Measure 1 inch on 3 sides of the inner pocket, then you apply gum on them. Leave it to dry, then once it's dry, fold them, but when folding, make sure to stop at the 1 inch line which we drew. Don't exceed that line. Measure the length of the inner pockets, so we're left with 5.5 inches. Also cut out a leather that is of the same length, 5.5 inches by 1 inch, because we're going to be using the leather to fold on the top of the inner pockets. Take to your sewing machine and sew the top part, just the top part. Now we're done with that, we have to identify where to place the inner pockets on the lining. So to do that, fold the inner lining into two, then mark out the middle. Once you're done with that, measure 1 inch from the top, so that is where we'll be placing the inner pockets. Also fold the inner pocket into two, then mark the middle. Next, we're going to be sewing it, but before we sew, you have to use a super glue to hold it in place so that while we're sewing it doesn't move. Just apply little super glue, you don't need to add too much. Now I'm done sewing it. This is what we have. So we are done making the lining. We can now go ahead to fix the zip. So we're going to fix the zip for the opening of the bag. It will be really hard to explain what I'm doing right now, though I'm trying to prepare the zip for the opening. So just watch what I'm doing closely, because I won't be explaining in details what I'm doing, but watch what I'm doing very closely and you understand it. In order to attach the zip, you have to get the body of the bag and the lining. Then you place the zip in between both of them and sew it down. Once you figured out how the placement of the zip will be, use a super glue to hold it in place before we sew it. So this super glue is going to help you not to make any mistake. So place it where you want the zipper to be, then hold it down with the super glue before you take it to the sewing machine to sew. Now we're done fixing the zip. We're going to be gumming the lining on the body first of all before we then sew the top part. We're going to sew just the top of the bag. Let's now take it to the sewing machine to sew the top parts only. This is the pattern which we drew out for the sides of our bag. So place it on your marker and cut out 2 pieces for both sides of the bag. So once you're done with that, apply glue on both the marker and the leather which we're going to be using to wrap the marker. Don't forget to add your allowance for folding it. Just like I said earlier, this top part is for attaching your D-ring or square ring, whichever one you decide to use. Apply gum on both the sides because we're going to be lining them with our velvet lining. Place the pattern on the velvet lining and draft it out. We are not lining the part for the D-ring, we are just lining from the neck of this side downward, that's all. Both our sides are now ready, so this is what the back looks like, and this is the reason why we did not line that top part, because once you fold it, those rough edges will be hidden. Next, we're going to be sewing the sides to the body of the bag. After attaching both sides to the bag, this is what it's looking like now. So next we're going to be preparing the handle. Get your zipper and close it up. So get 2 pieces of square rings or D-ring, whichever one you decide to use, to attach the handles. And sew this part. Put your D-ring, bend it over, then sew it. Now let's make the handle. The measurement for the handle is 26 inches by 3 inches. After that, measure 1 inch on both ends and draw a straight line down. Apply gum on the 1 inch and fold, but when folding, stop at the line, the 1 inch line. Don't exceed the line. Then fold both edges together and sew it down. But before that, let us sew this part for the D-ring. easier way for you to do this is to attach the square ring to the side of the bag before joining the side and the body together. So before you join the side and the body together, attach this D-ring and sew it first before you do that. That's an easier way of doing this. Get the leather which we cut out for the handle, fold both edges together and sew. After sewing the handle, so this is what we have. The next step is to attach our zip stopper. And that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.